SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Yes, hello viewers around the world. You are welcome. It's a beautiful Wednesday out here in Milan, Italy, and you are welcome to our Wednesday edition of the Global Africa Update. Yes, my name is Mark Godwin. I'm here as usual with my colleagues from different parts of the world. Joining us from Toronto, Canada is George Chukwu. George, there you are. Good morning.
Good morning, Massive Mark. Good morning, viewers from around the world. We welcome you to our Wednesday update. What a beautiful day it is indeed.
It is a beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day. George, today it's a combined program. We're having the face-to-face program we normally have with personalities, special people, noble people from around the world. This morning, George, we're having the face program with an ambassador from Nigeria, based in the United States. She's Ambassador Omolara Williams. Omolara Williams, good day to you.
Good morning from here. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Sir George.
Good morning, Omolara. How are you? It's a pleasure
I'm
to see you.
Good.
Yes, you are welcome, Ambassador. It's an honor to have you. I see what you've been doing in Nigeria and around your party and politics. So we're going to discuss some of those issues. But before that, let's also welcome. The network went off. Somebody is also joining us again, George. Yes, with us is Omolara viewers. Viewers, today is a special broadcast. It's a combined one. We're having our face-to-face interview with Ambassador Omolara. We're also giving the news update as usual, the African news updates. George, let's go in with Omolara first of all. Introduce yourself, Ambassador. Let's hear from you.
All right. Good morning from here once again. I think it's afternoon there. Good morning. And Canada is morning. So let me just say good day, everyone. My name is Honorable Ambassador Abiodun Omolara Williams, and I'm a proud daughter of Totoro Owu Abeokuta in Ogun State, Nigerian, but I reside here in America. And I'm a radio broadcaster, I'm a producer, I'm a translator, I'm an editor for over 23 years in Nigeria before I finally relocated to United States of America, where I reside with my husband now. And I've also been deeply involved in politics. I can proudly say that my experience in politics started with my mother, my late mother, because my journey in politics began very early because I was trained and trained by my mom. And we always attend political meetings together, attend campaign events, and at a very young age attend. And that foundation nurtured me, my passion for politics, for leadership, and for public service. And with all my qualifications, it has always been administration, public business, and also in broadcasting. So my active participation started from school in student unionism, to trade unionism when I started working, because at my place of work then, I happened to be the first female elected as the chapter chairman, and I happened to be the first chairman that was served for 2 terms. So it was like, how can a woman, how can a, all this type of a thing, So, and these are,
yes. Thank you very much, Ambassador. I'll put you on hold there because we're going to dive into the woman aspect of you in politics and the issues. You've heard Malara. Yeah, we have her with us here, and it's great to have her. One of the reasons why I said she should join us today is because of her passion for politics and women inclusion in politics. So I'll come. So, George, I'll leave it to you. What do you have for Malara?
Well, it is a pleasure having you with us today, and then also knowing that Nigeria is a male-dominated, male-oriented community, and now we are in 2025. We're catching up with the rest of the world. As much as you know, there are so many prime ministers that are women. We know the Queen Elizabeth that just passed, ruled for many years. So we know that, to create a playing ground where women can equally participate with men will be a society in all grounds. So tell us, what is your main motivation and passion? Is it position, or is it that you want to contribute to the community and the society? Is that your driving force that makes you want to participate in politics?
Well, thank you so much, Sir George, for that good question. Like I said, when I was trying to introduce myself, I told you about the passion I have. I was trained and grown by my mom, and the way I see service first.
Okay.
And I have passion for leadership, and leadership in here of serving people, service to humanity. Trying as much as possible, making sure people are fine, they're good, they're living a good life, running my own service as a good leader. Because I always tell people, when we talk about leadership, it entails 2 things, and that is service and gain. Your service will determine the gain. I'm not saying there's no gain there. I am not saying there's no fee there. But your service force must come, and it should be service to humanity, not to your own personal life or personal environment or personal society. It shouldn't be personal. It should be to humanity, to other people, because that is who are the people that really need this service we're talking about. That is my passion. And in Nigeria, like you rightly said, the participation in politics, women politics, is very, very low. We have a very low representation. And we can say due to some things, some reasons, because women they are significantly underrepresented, especially in elected political positions or offices. It's very rare before you will see that women will be elected into that position. For example, if you look at our National Assembly today, how many women can you find in that place?
Very few. Very few.
They are accountable.
Yes. Okay.
And
all right. Good one. Good one. Yes. Ambassador.
Okay. Let me pause. Okay. I'm listening.
It's a delight having you here. I want to also get the viewers involved. You have some viewers writing up here, and it looks as if you're already loved around. Ibrahim Kudus. Ibrahim Kudus says, very interesting, my lovely sister. So I think that was what you were talking about, women and politics. Also, we have Awoyemi Victor Olufemi. He said, proudly Egba daughter. Okay, maybe that's your Proudly Egba daughter. Okay. So, yes, Ambassador, you're bringing up very strong issue in politics, mostly in our country, Nigeria. Now, you're there in the United States, and you see women really involved in politics. I mean, you have female governors, senators.
Yes.
Now, what are the ways you think the women of Nigeria could begin to really get into politics? What ways will you prefer? What solutions? How do we go about it?
Thank you so much. In fact, I've not really finished what I was saying, but I need to answer your question. So I think I need to start from where I stopped. If you look if you look in Nigeria right now, do you ever see anybody elected as a governor? A state governor? Do you ever see a woman holding any top executive political positions? No. But why?
No.
We can look at some reasons being cultural. We can look at some reason being religion or any other thing, or traditional, all these traditional gender roles, and also societal expectations, especially in more conservative or religious communities, where they believe that no, women cannot be a leader, women need to sit at home, they should be in the other room. If they are not in the kitchen, they are in the other room. No. And at the same time, it can be because of economic or financial constraints.
Okay.
Are you getting it? What I'm trying to say, and it can also be political party challenges. But there are a lot of ways where we can resolve this issue. And all the things I'm talking about really matters, because democracy and equity, fairness. For Nigeria to have a truly representative democracy, women's voices need to be included.
Okay.
They make up about half of that population. Do you know that?
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a
fact. When we look at the social change, greater participation of women in politics can also drive social change. Look at where I am, United States of America. Look at the last election. Look at that woman. Look at the way she was going from one state to another state, from one state. There was a time there was when she came to my area here. I told my husband, I want to go and look at her. I want to listen to her face to face. Do you know how many hours I spent from moving on queue? Because I wanted to listen to her. I wanted to hear her speaking. I want to see the way she's talking. I want to see the way she's demonstrating. I want to see everything physically. I was there.
Okay.
You can imagine the numbers of people that are there. And that is why I said, women, they are equal partners in development. The same way you cannot put the youth aside, the same way you cannot put the women aside. They are also very, very important. Very, very important.
Very, very important. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot to say. We really do have a lot to say, but we also like to engage with our viewers, and I mean, a lot of them are here also putting in their opinion. Echo Emmanuel says, our women are equal partners in the development of this country. True words, Echo, true words. He said, thank you for lending your voice to this all-important topic. Women are nation builders.
Sure.
Echo,
sure.
That's a good one. So let's go to George. George, Ambassador is saying something that you've always said also on this network, inclusion of women in politics. Now, George, what will you add to your question you were saying earlier?
Well, I mean, it's fancy. America is not a perfect example, actually. when it comes to, electing a woman into offices, because they are still.
Yeah.
America is not a perfect example. We can go to a lot of European countries and we can see, equal and fair ground for
Yeah.
participation when it comes to politics. Now, when it comes to Nigeria, one of the major issues that we need to deal with is not only the fact, is the mentality, the belief system of men in Nigeria. Because if you look at what is happening in the Senate today, the way they treated uh, um, uh,
Natasha.
Natasha Uduaha, and they continue to treat her, you will understand that that mentality, that old system mentality of male domineering attitude is still all over the place. And women are intimidated by men. Because if you look at the whole entire saga, I want you to pay attention to this and then you respond to me. If you look
Yes,
at the
sir.
way that she was treated from the very beginning, the women that are her colleagues there was unable to speak up or to back her up, regardless whether she was right or not, but she had no support from the women. So that tells you a whole lot that we still have hundreds of kilometers or miles to travel in order to have a fair ground in inclusion with women. That's number one. So you're going to respond to me based on what you saw with Natasha Uduaha while you are entering in. But secondly, also, I want to bring this to your own attention. The way politics is run in Nigeria, how do you expect? Because politics in Nigeria is all about money. It's not all about competence. It's not about qualification. It's not all about passion. It is about money. You can see what happened in Edo State. Unfortunately, I'm going to mention it. Okay, it's all about who is going to represent me and hold the mantle to protect me at the end of the day, whether they are qualified or not. So, how can women in Nigeria be able to scale through these hurdles and these difficulties in order to participate in our politics in Nigeria?
All right. Thank you so much. I think you give me enough time to explain so that you can also understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
The story of Natasha, it's deeply opened up Nigerian politics when it comes to women. And Natasha's experiences, that's why I put S, it's not only one, reveals about women in Nigeria politics. You've just said one, high cost and also risks of political participation. I remember one of our statements. Natasha said, politics is extremely expensive. She said, politics is extremely dangerous. Underline that. Extremely dangerous for women in Nigeria. You have to note this. It is not only the financial burden that we're looking at, but women are also vulnerable when it comes to political offices or spaces in Nigeria. She also highlighted how running the office, how it requires serious resources like money, other resources, and that many women don't have the economic stability that men rely on, making it much harder for women to contest, and not only contesting, after even contesting, to even sustain a political career. It's not so easy. Then we look at the other sexual harassment and gender power dynamics from the experience of Natasha. She publicly accused the Senate president of sexual harassment, saying that she endured advances for over a year. Imagine, not a month, not a week, over a year. And according to Natasha said her refusal to allow this led to political retaliation. And that is why she's facing all this problem that she faced. She was suspended from the Senate shortly after raising this allegation. Why? Look at her story. Politics is often weaponized, and how difficult it can be for women to now resist all this. Do you think it's so easy? Even among us that we call ourselves women, they will never come up with constructive criticism. They will always come up with destructive one. It's not just coming from men alone. Other women. They always question your capabilities. They look at you as if there's going to be envy, there's going to be jealous. They will always look for a way to put the other women down. Why? This is another barrier to women's political success. Gender bias in politics isn't just a male problem. It can also come from women who reinforce all these attitude norms. But with all these things that Natasha experienced, there's public courage, encouragement for her. Our own willingness to speak out made her a symbol of courage, and also for other women. And that's why that voice, "We Are All Natasha," came out. Yes, we are all Natasha. There were a lot of protests, even inside National Assembly. And when you look at Natasha, the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, as also analyzed as a form of resistance. And also, it is something you can negotiate with. And those are the things we need to look at when it comes to women in politics. You were asking me a question, man, about what are those things that we need to do to support women participation in politics. The first thing is education. Even the word of God confirmed it. If you lack knowledge, seek for it.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Education, it is, I always tell people, I look at knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And I always tell people that these three things come together. It is what you know, you will understand. Exactly. If you don't know something, you cannot understand it. And it is what you understand that you now put into practice to make you wise. And that is what we call wisdom, because God is wisdom. Wow. Our women need education. Because when we talk about civics education, it assists our women to understand how leadership, how governance, how it works.
Okay, let me just say something here.
Okay.
I do understand where you're coming from when you talk about education, that women need education, but the women are not lacking education in Nigeria. Women are not lacking, because when you really think about it, there are so many women that are so well educated and well versed in a lot of things. So now, another question, I want to go into something because of time. Now, Natasha has shown herself to be a very, very important symbol of courage and resilience. And then not only that, but efficiency. If you look at what she's been doing with her own people, the style she's doing it, and the quality of help she's giving to her own people, her senatorial zone, you will see that it's making a lot of men ashamed.
Sure.
While others are giving, shovels and hoes. She's giving them laptops and giving them things to educate them. Now, the last one she's doing is equipping them with electric vehicles in order to transport their goods, while men are still there trying to give you a little bit of what do you call this thing you carry goods with two hands and two legs?
Wheelbarrow.
Wheelbarrow.
So how can you, as a woman in politics, with all the intelligence and education that you have, be able to compete with these guys that are not as efficient as you are, in order for you to remain like the Natasha of tomorrow when it comes to politics, and be able to do the things you want to do that will help your own people? How can you be able to scale through all these hurdles with men who are not so that when you begin to act like a Natasha, they will not come after you, that you're destroying their businesses?
Thank you so much. When I was earlier, I said there's a slogan for our protest: we are all Natasha. If you are not Natasha, if you are not Natasha, you are not Natasha.
Okay.
Are you getting it? But I want to correct one thing. Sir George said women are all educated in Nigeria. That is not true.
No, there are so many educated women in Nigeria.
Now I get that. There are so many. I am not saying there are none, but I'm telling you the social cultural background in Nigeria is not helping matter in Nigeria. There are still some areas where they do not see education for female as anything.
That's true.
They believe that it's only male children that are supposed to go to school, that we need to work against this, because education is key, because it helps us break down the barriers that women may be facing. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Very well.
Now, let me now go back to that. See, I'm a very proud person when I see women performing. When I saw that news that very morning, I was like, yes, we are all Natasha.
Good.
I want to see women challenging women. I want to see women putting men on their feet. I want to see women telling men that these are things we call governance. These are things we call politics. It is not about you. It is about the people that you are representing. That is what I want to see. And that is what I will always tell people. And that is why I said leadership is for service and for gain. But your service will determine the gain. Do not focus on gain first. Look at it now. If tomorrow Natasha decided and said, I want to contest for presidency, don't be surprised that this socio-cultural barrier will still come up. They will tell you, you're a woman, go and sit down. And that's why I said civic education is very important. It's very, very important. Because we need to understand how governance works and how they can influence it.
Ambassador, you are dropping knowledge here. This is more than face to face. But let's also go with some of the comments. Ibrahim Kudus is also standing on the same thing you're saying. He says, but let us be honest. Some women do not have the capability or the capacity to lead. Just like he used some words there. I won't say those words. A woman from the Lagos Southwest at the Bolu, he said the woman cannot even offer her constituents a better development. Now, let me add to what, yes, Ibrahim, thank you very much. Every one of you putting up comment, thank you. Awoyemi, Victor, and the rest, you're all doing wonderful well, giving your views. Let me add to what you're saying, and Ibrahim too. George, I think the education also is not just broad education. Our women now also need to, like Ambassador is saying, focus more in this political understand knowledge, political ways of it, because it's one thing to go to school, it's another thing to be a leader, to understand politics. Politics is entirely different from that classroom education. So that's what you're saying, Ambassador. Ambassador, continue. Tell us more.
Hold on one second. I think what you are all saying is this: there ought to be a paradigm shift in the way we think. When we think about politics, we don't think about men only. When we think about politics, that women ought to start thinking, that I am also part and parcel of the development structure of Nigeria, that we also can bring equal participation and equal quality of service to the whole entire nation. So go ahead, I understand.
Very good, John. That's it.
That's exactly what I'm talking. That's why I put it as civil education.
Civil.
Let me be sincere with you. One thing is going to school to attain education. Another thing is, how do you use that education?
Okay.
That is what I said: knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. It is what you know that you will understand. If you don't know something, you will be a novice and you will be doing another thing. And that thing you are supposed to do because you don't know it. But if you have the knowledge of that thing, you will understand how to play it.
That's correct.
Then at the same time, you will now put all this together to make you more wiser. And they're saying, wow, this person is doing wonderfully well. There's difference between you having education. You can have any scholar you want. I am not saying don't have it now. But how do you now use this education?
Strong words.
Women, we need education, civil education, practical education. Look at my own experience. I was groomed and trained by my mom. From childhood, I've been listening to from childhood, I've been able to listen to campaigns. I've been able to listen to how they coordinate themselves when they're having their meetings. I've been able to listen to some side talks here, side talks when we're having your political meetings. And that is what I said: practical education. That is what we need, the civil education, to live up and beyond expectation. Beyond the certificate you are having. Because women should be given the playing field to thrive without any forms of prejudice or stereotypes. We should be able to use what God. The word of God, the Bible says something. I'm sorry, I just need to let you know, because what I know is that the word of God said that potentials that God has endowed in you, that talents, it's what will bring you out. It's what will make you progress. It's what will make you be successful. And you will stand like a king. People will be looking at you as if you know it all. And it's not that. It's God.
All right.
That's why education and awareness. Public awareness is very, very important.
Nice.
It can shift perceptions that politics is a male-only field. It is not a male-only field. We all must have opportunities to play our politics. Let me pause, because I know that
so much. You have so much. The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Thank you very much. You have so much to tell us.
Yeah, I think that what we need to do is to create a special segment that we can invite her back again.
Yes.
Because this is very absolutely. And I believe that also not only if she can maybe bring another individual, another woman, so that we can do this in wholesome, so we can hear from her and another lady, asking questions. Because one of the things is this: information in the world of success, information is very important.
Yeah,
and the
sure.
degree of information that you get will determine your level of success. When you embrace that, that information, how you process it, how you use understanding and wisdom to practicalize it is another
Sure.
way.
Sure.
So I think we should invite you again, have a special session where we will talk about this in detail.
All right.
Yes, because Yemi is saying she needs to tell us her past experience in the Nigerian politics. So maybe people want to also hear more detailed
A little bit of
you have
details about your background, how you were able to resiliently come to the point where you are right now, even with your political position, and what you want to see with other women. How do you encourage them? Those that have the capacity but are unable to come out with courage and to practicalize it. So that's what I want to hear from you in the next.
All right. Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
Your last words. Let's hear some last words from you before we go on the break. Tell us what do you have to say to your viewers.
Okay. I just want to say thank you, Mark Godwin. Thank you, and thank you, Sir George. Thank you for inviting me here, and thank you for making it to know that women are also very important. And with all the position, which I am not ready to speak right now, I think my God will understand what I mean by that. I think we can change this issue of male only ideas to make us to understand that I would like to work with women, especially in the diaspora, because they have had a lot of experience when it comes to women leadership, and we need to put that into practice, into action, not just having it and putting it under our pillow. We need to come to Nigeria. We need to put all this into practice. We need to encourage people, especially women, to contest.
Nice.
To contest for position, not just I want to be at assembly. I don't want not women leader. That is what they will give to women. If they are sharing any yes, now if they are sharing any elected positions structure, they will say, I gotta give her women leader. What is women leader? And that's why I love ADC. I love that party. If you look at their constitution, you see the way they rate women. You see the opportunities they are giving to women. And so I would like to encourage all of us that we are women in that way. I, Abiodun Molara Williams, I'm going to support all of you with the little opportunities that God given to me, so that we can have more knowledge about why it is necessary for all of us to be part of good governance in Nigeria. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Viewers, thank you so much. Viewers, this is it. We had half of this hour with Ambassador Molara Williams, and believe me, this has been very, very insightful, inspiring, wonderful engagement with Ambassador George said we need to have you again, so we'll arrange for that. You come again more, because the essence is to encourage women, encourage the female gender to come more into Nigerian politics. So we're going to break, viewers. Come back. It's Wednesday midday hump day, African update, SSM. So see you on the other side. Thank you.
SSM's Wednesday Global Africa program brings to you our news stories, exclusive reporting, and SSM perspectives on the day's top news. Plus, the inside scoop on Africa's most important developing stories. Join us on Wednesdays, 11 a.m. West African time.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerian soul are proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
All right, viewers, you're welcome back. George, we're back on our second segment. And, we just had Ambassador. She had to leave so that we can give the news update, but we still have our viewers here. George, talking on the news updates, let's start with what is happening in Nigeria and some parts of the world. First of all, U.S. revokes Wole Soyinka's visa. George, we know when Wole Soyinka once said, if Trump wins election, he will not come to America again. Now they've just revoked his visa. What do you say, George? How is it? Does it look?
So get this, Wole Soyinka just had his visa revoked out of the blue. Actually, the U.S. consulate sent him a letter saying additional information came to light after they had already issued it to him last year. So there was some history behind some of these things, like you said. In 2016, he famously tore up his U.S. green card to protest the election of Donald Trump. But he had still been able to get the visa for travel until now. So this is part of the bigger shift. The U.S. recently rolled back the visa policy for Nigerians, now only giving out short 3 months single entry permits instead of the multi-year visa they used to get. So what you're seeing is that any anti-Trump sentiment or individual, once you are popular and they know it, they're going to do something. So it's happening all over the United States. Even when you go there, they have to take your phone. They have to look through your phone to see if there are any posts that you have that is anti-American government and anti-Trump. So it's happening. So we're not so surprised that this will come to Wole Soyinka, because he's a world-renowned professor and very highly respected around the world. So when he did that, it was on record. And I knew that someday they will come after him.
They will come after him. And they've done that now. Yes.
They've done that.
Yes. Viewers, Wole Soyinka, the Nobel Peace laureate, has been taken off. His visa has been revoked by the United States government after some actions, they say, linked to his criticism on the United States President, Donald Trump, and his policy. So, George, do you think they might do more to some of Nigerian politicians and it might stretch to some other people? What do you think, George?
Well, I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, they're scaling through it. So it could be, the point is this. The point is this. Trump was elected by American people.
Yeah.
Okay. Whether good, bad, or ugly, it doesn't matter. He was elected by the American government, by the American populace. So, but what we're seeing is, if you are against him and you want to publicly come and condemn it, you might not be welcome to their country. So that's what it is. So what we are seeing is a progressive move towards tightening, because part of what they're just doing also is, if you are anti-America, why do you want to come to us? Because this is what they use that as a way to protect their own nation, protect their own interests. So that's what I see they're doing there. Is it correct? It depends on individuals to judge by themselves.
It depends on individuals to judge by themselves. Okay, thank you, George. George, our time is running very fast, but let's look at some other issues. George, the emir of I think Sanusi is the emir of Kano now. The emir of Kano, Sanusi, came out yesterday to make some utterances. He said that this subsidy that the present government has done, that Jonathan was about to do that years back, but he considered so many things, the security issues of Nigeria at that time. So what he's saying is that the pain people are suffering now would have been far less if it has been done at that time. But they stopped him. They stopped Jonathan from doing that subsidy. George, do you understand?
Yeah. Anyway,
so
let me
what
know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This Nigerian current economic cash stems from not removing fuel subsidy back in 2011. That's what he mentioned. When the Goodluck Jonathan administration first attempted it, he revealed that the central bank projections then showed inflation would only have been risen slightly, not to the extreme levels Nigerians are facing today. And they described it as a poetic justice. That's what he called it. That those who opposed the move back then are now the ones dealing with the fallout. So what is he saying? During the time when that subsidy was about to come out, there was a political movement by the opposition that actually tried to stop it. They protested, and then they said, so now Sanusi added that Jonathan's government compromised due to Boko Haram related security fear, but praised the former president's courage while noting that President Tinubu 2023 removal of the subsidy, though painful, was a long overdue step. Now watch this. I want to ask a question. Is Sanusi being political with this statement? Why did not Buhari remove the subsidy during his 8 years in office? Everyone agreed that the subsidy had to go, but the problem is how it was done. It was removed abruptly without proper plan to cushion the impact and manage the aftermath. That's what everybody's saying. Now, yes, the courage to do it is one thing, but also doing it the right way is another. Nobody said that thing. Because that particular subsidy thing was a scam. It was a scam because it was feeding a lot of people. They were stealing so much money. There was so much corruption in it. Now, the Tinubu government having the courage to come out to say no more is correct. But that's not the case. The case is Nigeria is suffering today, not because subsidy was removed, but how it was removed. Let's get it clear. Simple.
Let's get it clear. Thank you, George. So that's it, viewers. You just heard it from George. George explained it well. George added to that, some people are saying that the opposition party during Jonathan's tenure intentionally made sure they frustrated his government intentionally, because they said some of the decisions was made were very good for Nigerians, but because some people had their own interests, so they intentionally made sure things didn't work, and all of this is part of it too. So this is where we are. We are in a country where politically some people, the few oligarchies, the few want to make sure they keep their status, and to the detriment of millions, the majority. George, this is what we heard.
It's true. Think about it, because the people who opposed it then are the ones that are in government today. But what we're saying is the fact. These are facts, whether we like it or not. We speak truth to power. The Northern oligarchy did not want Jonathan to be there too from the very beginning, because they opposed him even becoming the president after Yaradua died. Right? They didn't want him to go there. They wanted to bring another Fulani person to fulfill the rest of the years. But Obasanjo said, no, that's not democracy. The vice must rise to that position. So when he was there, if you do remember, I keep on saying this, there was a reason why Mama P, Patience Jonathan, are you only the one? I say, now you only work at Now you only work at that particular statement speaks volume up until today. because it was intentional, it was planned, it was orchestrated to frustrate Jonathan's government, because that particular thing that took place was all planned and put together by them to frustrate the government.
Right.
So that's
all right, George. Thank you. George, a few minutes more. But let's give a short, big kudos, congratulations to Super Falcons. The Super Falcon Nigerian female team have done well. They've qualified for the WAFCON Cup, beating Benin to a 3-1 goal. George, what the men could not do, what the men are fumbling and wombling, the Super Eagles, the women have done it, qualifying for an international meet, doing it very well, 3-1 yesterday in Abeokuta, Ogun State. So we want to say congratulations to the Super Falcons. Thank you for going out there to represent us and come winning the game to go to the tournament. Yes.
Yeah,
George, what do you say?
But their coach is actually telling them, they may be up by 2-0 from the first leg, but the Super Falcons coach is warning his players not to get too comfortable.
Okay.
He said that they are taking nothing for granted. So against the Benin Republic team that that has the quality to surprise anyone. So the coach pointed out that the people, this squad over there, that they are they are packed with professional players from Europe. Okay,
so they should
because they have this doesn't mean that they ought to relax. So they need to equip themselves even much more and ensure that in the next round that they are even going to be more efficient. So it's all about on the line of in Abeokuta today, a win sends the Falcons one step closer to defending their African title and qualifying the next World Cup in Brazil. That's what we have. So congratulations, Super Falcons.
Okay, George, we'll wrap up with this. There's a video of there's a clip of a young man crying bitterly, crying because his shop has been demolished, his place of work. Let's see that clip, George. Then let's talk about this. This is becoming too much. I mean, this is something we hear now almost every day. People's businesses, houses, structures being demolished, and it looks like it's a group of people are targeted on this. Let's see this clip.
So why is it only my shop this? They don't break other people. Why is it only my own this? They don't see this mosque break. Only my own because I be Igbo boy. I mean because I be Igbo boy. Because I'm from Igbo tribe. And they go break only my own for the whole full streets. For the whole full street, only my own they see break. They don't break any person you want. Only my own. All in the name of the one do road, the one do gutter. Now just road and gutter where the one do. Now they will see only my own shop break. Only my shop come out from where I don't understand. Let me ask them, Nigerians. Lagos state government, let me ask them. This question where they ask me now, what am I ask? Oh my God, what am I ask this question where they ask? What am I ask? All my money, I invest for this shop. What am I ask?
George, it's very deep. Added to that, the one time governor aspirant for Lagos State, ADC member now, Badebo Rosevival, said he's also slamming the Lagos government for this demolition, and he said it's anti-poor policy. There is need to really look into this issue and address it. George, let's talk about this. Too many houses, offices, shops being demolished, and they belong to a certain group of people, a certain tribe, ethnic group in Nigeria. What could you call this, George?
Well, listen, this is it's a catch-22 type of situation when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can understand the young man crying, and I can understand what they have been doing towards, the Southeasterners in Lagos. Basically, the message is we don't want you here. That's basically it. That's what the message is, whether we like it or not. But on the other side of it, also, we have to put a human face to some of these things that we do. Okay, because what is happening is you come to somebody, you tell them, I'm going to demolish your thing. You need to pack out and you need to go. And they don't have any place to go. Most of the time, they don't even understand all of this. And then one day, suddenly, the caterpillar is there mowing down their shop. These are the things that we don't understand. Now, is it a necessity that some of these things are to be done in order to maintain sanity and to maintain, structural efficiency? Yes, it is, because sometimes where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint, and that's what we have been seeing for many years, whereby people can go, they have money to build a house, and then the avenue is for them there. They go, they pay money, they do whatever, they get licenses. Tomorrow, their houses are being demolished. But the government itself is not investigating who were the people who issued those licenses. Where did the money go that was paid? So if that is the case, are there ramifications to these things in order to solve the problem? But they are blinded because most of these things that are having, whether we like it or not, we saw last week when a lot of people from the Southwest, their buildings were being demolished too. But you see the percentage of it is almost 90-10%. 90% of it is done to the Southeasterners. And that's a message that is being sent to them. And it is unfair. It is unfair and should be looked into. But I tell you, the God of justice is going to see if this is true, because tomorrow is another day. If you are a leader, don't forget that you have somebody who is also over you, and that is Almighty God. So be careful what kind of evil decisions that you're making to strangle a people, because they have a God that is watching over them. That's all I'm going to tell to the government, because you can be in power today, but you don't know where you're going to be tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say.
George, and this, all you've said is very strong. George, let's use that as your word for today. So we sign out because that was strong indeed. Viewers, this is it. We've come Wednesday, the 29th of October, and we've done it with Omolara, Ambassador Omolara, and George has given some updates here. So see you on Friday when we come with the international updates. We see the hurricane in Jamaica. George, you tell us about that. We see also United States defense people.
Anti-drug campaign in Venezuela.
Yes, and all of that. So Friday, let's come do that, George. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful hump day. Viewers, thank you for tuning in. Till we come again, have a beautiful week too. God bless you. Bye-bye.